Is there a simple way to get off drugs and stay off of them? Yes. All you have to do is find something that you want more than drugs, believe it's possible to get it, and put yourself in a position where you can only have one. For instance, you would love to sail across an ocean. If you think it's achievable, you'll easily stop using drugs to get it done. To make it to the other side, you'd have to be sober, right? You can't be using drugs on the ocean, too dangerous. But now, let's say you do it. Let's say you get to the other side. What now? The adventure's over. What about drugs? Do you use drugs again or just go on another sail? Maybe you need a better reason, one that lasts a little longer. Here's one that I found in my own life. 20 years ago when I got clean, I realized that I wanted to make sure that my son didn't become an addict like I was, like my father before me and others in my family. I wanted that 100% more than I wanted drugs. And so for me it was simple, even though it wasn't easy. I stayed sober with the help of Narcotics Anonymous for 17 years, but then something happened, kind of like when the sale is over. My son grew up. He didn't need me in the same way anymore. And I began to realize that it didn't matter if I stayed sober. If I started using drugs again, it wouldn't hurt him in the same way as when he was a child. So what now? This is why addiction is so tricky. People assume addiction is a problem of willpower, but it isn't. It's a problem of not having anything in your life that feels better than the drugs themselves. That's sad. Surely love would be more satisfying than drugs. Well, what if you're someone that has real problems receiving love and giving love, like most addicts are? The problem is that for almost all addicts, drugs are a medicine and nothing else works as well as they do. So we have to think again. Is there something better than an ocean quest or protecting a child to motivate someone to stay off of drugs for even longer? For me, this was a real struggle. I realized that if I didn't find something new, I was going to start using drugs again or kill myself, because otherwise there just didn't seem to be any point to life. I was really in a dark place. I was really stuck. And it's often then that help comes, answers come, somewhere, somehow, if you're willing to look for them. In my case, I was talking to a friend, and this friend asked me, what is it about drugs that you love so much? Why is there nothing in the world better than them? I had to think about that. And my thinking took me back to the very first time I used drugs. I was 14. I was a sad, angry child. I found some of my stepfather's brandy and drank some, and immediately I felt happy. I was dancing around and singing. The brandy made me feel better. It made my life better. So I kept going. I worked my way through all the drugs and landed at heroin at the age of 17. All of them made me happy when I took them. Or actually, all of them took my anger away when I took them. All of them made me feel at peace, even if it was only just for a moment. Drugs were the only things that made me feel at peace, even if they ended up hurting me physically and emotionally and spiritually and caused me to hurt my friends and family. Okay, said my friend, drugs make you feel at peace. Can you feel that feeling of peace, of relief? I said, yes, I can feel it. Okay, he said. Can you think of another time in your life where you felt that feeling? Maybe there is something else that you're not aware of. Thought about it, and I felt. The answer was yes, I can. When I was a small boy, like 5 and younger, I felt peace. I felt love. Every day was an adventure. I just loved being me. I didn't know that there was any other way to be or feel. I was just myself. Life was perfect. So my friend asked me, why can't you feel like that again? Why can't I feel like that again? What a question. I had to think about that. Why? I mean, what happened for me? I know what happened. I experienced trauma. The trauma of a divorce, of an alcoholic home, of violence, and of the trauma my parents suffered because of the war they were a part of. Why can't I feel like that young boy again? It's because there was a war between me and that happy boy. a wall both of the trauma that I suffered and of the trauma that I have enacted on others. Every relationship I've been in, the same fights have happened, the same shouting, the same anger, the same violence. Can you find that boy again? My friend asked me. I don't know, I said. Is it possible? He asked. Yes, it is possible. That's all you need, he said. That's a reason. That's enough. If you believe it, that's enough. Go for it. For me, it is a reason big enough, exciting enough, inspiring enough to put the drugs on hold while I go for it. And hopefully it's a reason that's deep enough to change me enough so that when the quest is over, if and when I arrive at that little boy again, that peace, I won't need to pick up drugs because that's what's missing. There's got to be change. And hopefully it's a reason deep enough to change me enough so that when the quest is over, even though I've achieved something outside, like the sale, I'm not still the same person inside who would then need drugs once again. Is there a simple way to get off drugs and stay off them? Yes, all you have to do is find something that you want more than drugs. Believe it is possible to get it. Put yourself in a position where you can only have one. I can't break down the walls inside me and use drugs. It's impossible. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you'd like to know more about my story, read Addict. Available worldwide. All links at miltonshaw.com.